everyone, welcome to another episode of the lichess bot series. Our next opponent is simplexitor, rated 1764 rapid, 1510 rated as usual. So let's see. Okay, white pieces, knight f3, adjust this a bit. Okay, knight f6, c4, I think c4 is logical with the idea that d5 is discouraged. Yeah, c4 to discourage d5. And e5 is of course not possible as well. Probably c5 is coming, or g6, I would say most common. e6 is probably fine as well. There are probably many moves here, but I think the most common would be those two here. Okay, c5 is on the board. So d4 takes, I'm not sure that's good for us. g3, knight c3. Knight c3, does that prevent d5? No. So let's start with g3 then. d5, we take it. What else? Knight c6, we just continue with bishop g2 or knight c3. g6, e6, any kind of normal developing move that does. Okay. So g2, bishop g2 or knight c3, what is the most urgent thing to do here? Is he threatening anything? Not really. He eventually wants to... Like, okay, he could play e5. I'm not sure that's a good thing for him to do, but he can do it. Can I prevent it? Not really. Okay. I just want to castle. Castle while clamping down on the center, at least indirectly. I'm not occupying the center, but I'm preventing d5. He can play e5, but that leaves a hole on d5, so that's why I'm not so sure it's a good idea for him to do that. If he plays e5, I probably just castle, and if e4, then I put the knight on e1 temporarily. I should be fine. What else could he do? Of course, he could play for... okay. Yeah, but that I take. That I just take. He's gonna take with the knight. I don't think... Yeah, previously I wanted e4, but now I'm not so sure I want to play e4. e4 leaves a hole. Yes, it kicks the knight and it gains a tempo, but for what? e4, knight goes back, knight c3. I've created a hole. Don't think that's very smart. I think the knight, yeah, I think either d4. The problem is this: if I kick the knight with e4, say he does this, then I've got this gaping hole here. Don't like it. This, of course, if he takes, I'm happy, but he's not going to. This to do what? To threaten e4, but then again, this whole... Maybe we want to play this immediately. And if takes, queen takes, that's fine, it's playable. If he takes, e5, takes, yeah, okay, that's fine as well. d4, so it's between d4 and knight c3. Knight c3 doesn't really threaten anything. d4, yeah. pawn d4, knight b4, anything worrying with that? Okay, I think, honestly, I'm not sure. Let's try d4. So if he takes, of course, I want to take back with the knight. And then with the queen, if he takes again with the knight. And if he does nothing, then I take on c6, creating an isolated pawn. Then I just castle and we'll see. Ooh. This is pretty clever. Because if I take, okay, knight takes c6, there's a tactical problem with knight takes c6, of course. He starts with this. And he can take back. Don't think I want to entertain this. I just have no compensation for this messed up development and misplaced king. And if I start with bishop takes, he's got two options. He can take with a knight, takes. But okay, say bishop takes. Suppose he takes like this. I can never really do this, because again, no, this queen standoff is really against me. And this is hanging. Wow, so that's actually very smart. Wow. Maybe we just have to accept it. Maybe we just have to play this. Takes. I mean, it's quite ugly, but what else is there? Because if I do this, I have to take with the pawn, and again this, my god. And he gets the queen back. Oh no, unbelievable. And I lose a pawn in this line. Because he gets the queen back with a fork. Wow. So e3 actually failed. e3, he's got takes. If queen takes, of course, it loses. So I have to take like this. Okay. And then there's this business of takes. No choice here. You know, this, it's not like I'm going to trap the knight or anything. I've got nothing here. This is defended. Wow, this is... So I just need to eliminate this knight. How do I do this? Either this or this. So what's the difference? This. And then he has to recapture here. With the knight, I think he has to recapture. Because if he takes with the pawn, I think I can play this. Yeah, okay. So I think this, queen takes, king takes. And he has to take back with the knight. He doesn't have any checks. And it's looking very hot for me, but probably playable. And the alternative is this. If he takes with the pawn, can I get away with this? So takes, knight takes, queen. Wow. It's really hard to say which one is the least of the worst. But yeah, one thing is certain, he's going to do that. Now he has to take with the knight, if my calculation is correct. Okay, so already we lost the opening, that's for sure. But okay, it's not losing. It's tough. I think white is clearly fighting for equality here. Objectively, it's better for black, but it's not losing yet. So I think we need to be realistic and try to play for a draw, not try to... Yeah, we don't want to try to attack too quickly when we're not ready. So could we try to claim some compensation with bishop takes? Thing is, bishop takes, pawn takes. Yes, I have an isolated pawn, but I've created holes on the light squares. How do I fill them with pawns? My pawns are on dark squares. Doesn't make a lot of sense. How do I develop? Okay, knight here is never a problem. I can kick it. If is knight here ever a problem? Say I ignore and I just do this. Knight here, I can just kick it, and it doesn't have any good. Maybe I start with this, and then this, you know, because that way my king is safe. Is it? Yeah, it should be, because this bishop here, I have this. Okay, let's start with yeah. Instead of starting with the knight, we're gonna start by developing the king and the rook to make sure that the king can be safe. Knight c3 can be played later, but we have to be careful with knight b4. We cannot play king e2 before. Yeah, okay. So that, yeah. Careful here. He wants knight b4. If king b2, knight b4 is a problem. So we have to play a3 first to remove b4. We have to remove knight b4. Yeah, and he's obviously going to castle or play rook d8. He will use this free tempo for sure. Ah, yes. So if king e2, knight b4, problem. King e2, knight b4 takes, knight here, we lose a rook. Could we get the knight back at the end of this? I'm not so sure. Let's calculate. Say this. And we take. Now, this is going to be a problem. We're not going to have control of this square. It will not be easy. I think more realistic is this. We want king e2 on the next move. We just need to stop the check, but we cannot move away. Yeah. He can play knight b4 because of the pin, but we take this, so he cannot. So this, he has to deal with this. Can he threaten something? Not really. Although this, yeah, I think I'm okay. Of course, he wants to add pressure to the pin, but my bet is that he will not have time because I'm in time to play a3 here. I should have enough time to play a3 first. I hope so, because if not, I just lose. So here I have to play a3 to cut this knight b4 or even bishop b4. So first he's going to move the bishop, if I'm not mistaken. So how can you move it with maximum damage? Like this, of course. I still hit the bishop and... Ah! Wait, if this... He wants this? No. I don't believe this. I just take and he doesn't have anything. Maybe I just do this. What is he threatening? Then, no, not this. What, this? Oh. Yeah. This, I think I can get away with this first. Okay, maybe I don't need to play a3 because all I have to do is unpin the bishop. If king e2, then there's no knight b4, I don't need a3. But if king e2, he has check now. This is endless. Is this really a threat? Like, okay, this I can just do that. This. Okay, let's do that. Plus, it's a logical move. I'm just developing pieces. Bishop c4 is not really a threat. Knight b4. a3, I'm not sure. First, perhaps bishop f1, then a3. Or maybe I just ignore him. No, I can't. Yeah, knight b4 is annoying. Knight b4 is already a problem. Bishop f1. Knight b4, bishop f1. Okay, no, that is not really a problem. I calculated this. Takes, I'm happy. But what else is there? What about this? Does that do anything good for me? No, because yeah, I didn't achieve anything. Or even he moves the king, and I need to get rid of his pieces. I mean, yeah, his pieces are just too strong. I need to get rid of the bishop and possibly the knight. Yeah. Yeah, this bishop is just a monster. Good thing to get rid of it. Okay, now we breathe a little bit, but there is still the problem of the knight. It's going to be very difficult to equalize this. Very difficult. So the knight can go to b4. Knight has so many squares. So which one are the most dangerous? I would say these two. This I can easily neutralize, but the problem is if I let him go here, he has this, he can bounce back here, and it's horrible. Okay, so first this, but then he has this. Okay. Okay, so first this, removing this square. Or rook c1, and if he moves the knight, we use the pin against him. Yeah, this, using the alignment. Yeah, I like that. And if this, it should be good for me. Okay, that looks like a good way to neutralize this annoying knight. So he's probably going to play king b8 in order to reiterate his threats of knight b4 and e4. Then I need to somehow stop both of them in one move, which is of course impossible. So I need to choose which one is more annoying and try to stop that. Okay, so a3. The problem is that the moment I play a3, then yes, I remove this, but he has this, and I created a hole here. So let's do it another way. If I start here, I deal with this one, he can go here. No, he's pinned. Ah, yeah, he's pinned. I forgot about that. Yes. I just pinned him for that reason. Okay, so the only thing I shouldn't do is move where he can check me, of course. Apart from that, I think I want this and this. But of course, this is naive. He's going to do that. And then I have this, and he's got this hole here. Yeah, okay, let's try that. He's probably going to unpin with king b8. Yeah, that looks like a good way to deal with this. Because I don't have bishop f4 check, because e5. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, king b8 is most likely. Okay, that I'm not too worried about, because I believe this is strong. I'm hitting this and this. Of course I can't do this because of the pin. Okay, actually, let's see. If I do this and he has this, am I screwed here? No, because of that. The knight's still pinned. Should be okay. I hope so. That should be okay. Bishop b4 is probably the most testing move. Rook f2. Bishop b4, rook f2, and then I want to play king e1 perhaps. Yeah, and that completely refutes my whole knight g6 idea. Yeah. Ah, ooh, brilliant. Okay, because if I do this, the problem is that this is strong. He can leave the rook here and go for this, and I'm just dead. Okay. However, there is that version, and yes, he can go for this, but I have this first. This and this. Ah. I think this finally neutralizes his tricks. I'm not winning anything, but at least I should be able to, let's say, equalize and get out of my problems, which is a good start, given where I was a moment ago. I would happily take equality here. What is this? What is this? Takes. What does he want? Do I want to leave my knight on? Ah, wait. I don't know. Oh. So the problem is he's turned it against me. Now he's gonna double rooks here. And if this, bam, suddenly I've got this, he's gaining a tempo, and this is not looking good. This is extremely passive, but then that's a way to deal with it. This is horrible. And if I do this, this just looks wrong. First of all, there's that, no, still. This, I don't know, what is my knight doing here? Like, let's say he does even just, no, maybe not this, but what is my knight exactly doing here? Takes. This. How do I get? Yeah, but he still has that. I mean, in every line. In every line that I look at, I cannot stop this knight d4. Knight d4 is just horrible. It's gonna have to be something really ugly, like... No. The knight is pinned. So if I can unpin myself, if this, I'm threatening this because of the pin. And he's pinned. So I think for one tempo, at least I have time to do that. Get out of this pin. He's gonna double the rooks. He will most likely play rook fd8. And then I have bishop b4 is actually counterproductive because king b8. Wait, bishop b4? Is bishop b4 a good idea? No, bishop b4, he has to move the rook. Bishop b4 looks extremely suspicious. There's something wrong with this move. Like, what is my follow-up? Like, this just looks fishy. Yeah, he can just do this, and then where's my threat? I don't really have a threat, that's the problem. Let's just start with that. Bishop b4, the problem is it doesn't really threaten anything. I mean, yeah, it threatens the rook. The rook moves, and then my bishop looks stupid. Yeah. Because eventually king b8, and the knight gets unpinned, and the whole thing makes no sense. Ah. Now perhaps... Is this becoming more interesting? Not really. Maybe this, shutting down this knight. Because this is just gonna move it, like here or here. How can I ever get rid of this? Okay. Let's see what he's got. What is this? So if I do this, takes. Okay, let's do that because I need to simplify, and the knight's still pinned. Yeah, I just need to simplify because I'm just running out of time, and by removing a pair of rooks, it'll be easier to calculate. I'm definitely going to lose on time if I don't remove a pair of rooks. Knight still pinned. He's going to unpin eventually. Like king b7 is probably a strong move here. Of course, king b7. All right, so if I just move my king, it's extremely counterproductive because of this. In fact, this is really the threat. How do I stop? Like this, and then he comes here with the rook. No. First this, and then king goes here. Or maybe rook d1. Yeah, maybe we try rook d1. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I think we have to do this. No choice here. Now if knight check, what do we do? Takes. Rook takes. What exactly did we achieve here? It's probably a draw, which is fine. Okay, I think we're happy with that, because the knight has no forward progress. Yeah, I don't believe in knight d4 at the end of the line. If rook takes, king takes, yeah, exactly. Okay, we survive. Okay, now I eliminate knight d4 once and for all. We survived. Yeah, this one was much stronger than the previous one, that's for sure. So this is probably a draw with perfect play, but it's always easy to lose endgames. Okay, so what? Yeah. Can I put him in zugzwang or something? Where should my pawns be? Should they be on dark squares or on light squares? Yeah, on the queen side, I'm not so sure. So if my pawns are on dark squares, I think it's not so much a question of color of squares. It's more about preventing his knight from entering. So entry of the knight, squares with the knight. So this I'm controlling. These two, okay, this I'm controlling with the pawn, and this is my weakness here. This actually shuts down. Can I somehow put him in zugzwang or something? If this, can he do this? No, I take. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's ask him. Because what does he want? Nah, I know what he wants. He wants a5 b4. Yeah, I probably should have started with b4 to prevent a5. Yeah, that was not very clever. But even then, by playing b4, I give him the c4 square. Yeah, I think this is probably just a draw with correct play. I don't think I can force a win here. I have to rely on a mistake. So can we try to provoke a mistake somehow? Takes. I don't know. That just feels right. Because it removes some grip from he's got on the d4 square. If he takes, that has to be good for me. And we want to play on both sides of the board with the bishop. Because if we do that, we should be able to prove that the bishop is stronger than the knight. Whereas if it's all on one side, it'll be harder. Yes, very clever. Keep the tension. I want him to take me. Yeah, I want him to take me. And if he doesn't, I'm gonna play g4 probably. Yeah. Okay, so how do we provoke a mistake? I think b4, yes, it prevents a5, b4, but it creates this hole, and I'm not sure the cure is better than the disease. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to accept a knight on c4 unless I really get something for it. Okay, so in theory I should be happy with the passed pawn. In practice it's far from clear because okay, I don't know. Yeah, just don't have enough time to calculate this. Don't really know. Probably king d5. He's going to try to make progress with his king. Yeah, we have to shut this down. Yeah. b3. b3. Yeah. Yeah, we have to shut this down. I was thinking of something like h4, but I don't really have anything there. My only hope is pushing the passed pawn, but that's never gonna happen. He controls e6 and d7 with the knight. I mean, he's not gonna fall asleep at the wheel here. I think, yeah, realistically, this is a draw, and yeah, we're probably just gonna have to play for a draw here. Because if I try to play for more, like, I will never be able to pass this. On the contrary, I'm going to create risks, which will backfire. So just accept the repetition. Okay, let's start with that maybe. Though it's a little bit suspicious to be doing that, but need to make sure he cannot enter. Yeah. Wait a minute. What if I play? Yeah, if I go back here now, I want to play King E1. With King E1, he's got G5. Sorry, Bishop E1, G5. So annoying. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Well, let's see. I think it's the last trick, really. Trying to go for the h4 pawn with Bishop U1. And if that fails, then just accept the draw, but trying to play for a win would be a big mistake here. Yeah, the problem is he's got G5, and I'm gonna lose my E5. Okay, I mean... Okay, I think he misplays this. Takes... yeah, I think he misplays this. Because now if King C5, Bishop E7, and the king has to go back. Yeah. Still, it's not clear how to win this, but at least I've made a bit of progress. Yeah. Still really difficult. So he's removing Bishop E7, but then I've got Bishop E1. So if King C5, Bishop E1. Yes, so what is this? So I've got two ways of hitting this pawn, bishop here or here, to touch this pawn. I feel like the bishop belongs here. Yeah, I think the bishop belongs here. What is this? Okay. What does he want? What does he want? Because eventually I'm going to have to make some progress. progress would have to go this way, but before I can do that, I would have to do this, which takes a million tempos, of course, but it's my only hope if I want to play for a win. Okay. Yeah, preventing any g5 tricks. It's not possible. I just can never get rid of him because he's got 92. I can never get rid of him. Yeah, I don't think it's possible to win this. Maybe it is with computer accuracy, but So again, he's got a draw. Okay, let's repeat once and then see if we can do something else. So knight d4 and okay, so let's try this way. Yeah, but we can never allow the king to enter here. So this is the problem. He's gonna do this, and I cannot do that because of this. And actually, I can. Okay, how do I stop his tricks now? Don't know. Thing is, he has to find a move. Every time he has to find a move. Okay. So he's gonna come back here again. Same tricks, yes, okay. The difference is that now the king cannot enter here immediately, so maybe we can get away with... no. Yeah, we can get away with this, and if he tries this... Probably just gonna lose this. I think we can push. Yeah, which is why he doesn't try it. Then we can do this. Okay. The problem is it's never possible to make progress in this. Yeah, okay, it's just a draw. It's just a fortress, nothing I can do. Just accept the draw and... yeah, okay. This is a strange move, but okay. It's still a draw, I think, but why would you put the knight here? What? Wait a minute. What if I push e6 here? Wait a minute. What is this? Yeah, this king move is suspicious. I think he still had the draw, even with knight c1, but this king move is... that has to be losing. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing here. He can never check me. He's 4 moves away from my king with the knight. Yeah, okay. So what? He takes my bishop, I make a queen, and it's over. There cannot be any tricks. No stalemate. I'm hitting 2 pawns at the same time, so I think I'm gonna correct these pawns very soon. Wow, what a game. What a game. Okay, let's just yeah, take this pawn, make a second queen, and then ladder mate. Yeah, second queen, ladder mate, simple. Keep it simple. Wow, that was very strange. It was obviously supposed to be a draw, and he tried to force it. He tried to play for a win, but in all the wrong way, and that's what happened. In fact, this is quite common in human chess. When you see that it's a fortress and a draw, don't try to force it. Of course, if you see a win, go for it, but don't play hope chess. It always backfires. Should we care about that? I don't think so. Let him have that pawn. He's gonna have a pawn and then a check. Not even. Okay, he's gonna have a check, but that's not going anywhere. Okay, no more checks. Now the ladder mate is unstoppable. Finally. Oh, that was the unkillable bot. And he finally killed himself. Yeah. Okay, analysis. So I'm sure there were lots and lots of mistakes. It was a very long game, so we'll have to browse through that a bit quickly, because otherwise it's gonna last forever. Okay. So obviously at the end he made a blunder. That's not surprising. Yeah. So the end game we played okay. It looks like we did all right in the end game, but it's everything before that. Yeah, okay, so I think, okay, we did very good in the, wow, my God, this is unbelievable. That's how precise you have to beat this bot. It's unbelievable. So I played at 98% with only 5 centi pawn loss. I mean, that's almost like stockfish level accuracy. How is it possible? And I barely won? Wow, okay, what can I say? This bot is just massively